I'm here with the regional champion, Shayne Boreham. Took home the Palmerston North regional. Not only did he go 6-0, he went completely undefeated, 12-0, didn't drop a game. The freak of the week. And you were playing what?
I was playing Atlantean Mermail.
Atlantean Mermail.
Oh yeah.
Broken. How many die rolls did you win?
2 out of 6.
Awesome. Sweet.
But it didn't matter.
It didn't matter. You're just too good.
I picked this deck because the hand rip knowledge and stuff like that is just like way too good to pass up. I specifically play 3 of Minstrel, so your first action is looking at their hand and then seeing how you can play around everything. And also everybody's playing draw, so if you can hit the draw straight away, you're not going to get drolled during your first turn.
Yeah, look at your hand pitch Dragoons.
Yeah, and like if you're normal summoning Nebdibus, I'm pretty sure you're just going to win. So.
All right, let's have a look at the list.
Right, so we got 3 of this guy. Nebdibus, best card in the deck. I would say that every time I saw this, I won, but I didn't lose. So I don't know.
I gotta
Selling
ask,
for cost.
is the deck max rarity?
Yes, it is.
Awesome. All right, so you're gonna see some very beautiful cards today.
Yeah,
3 QCR Neptibus. Let me zoom in there. Very beautiful. All right, what's up next?
You play 3 of most of them, so we've got 3 Dragoons as well.
3 what Dragoons?
Ultimate rare Dragoons.
3 ulti Dragoons. Are you kidding me? What a freak.
I've had this base for a while, and this was just the most comfortable deck as well.
So very powerful. You get to attack directly with your level 3 or lower Sea Serpents.
Yeah, and in game 1 against the Crystron deck, I almost ran out of cards in deck because I just had to keep searching with this. First world problems, I guess.
Yes, sir.
Then we have 3 Teus. I didn't often use this because I didn't often draw it, but if you can get as many ways as you can to like Abyss Rhine, then you're set. Like you'll see in the rest of the list. We have 3 Abyss Rhine.
Very nice.
This was probably the second best card in the deck. Often you just like play out your entire hand and leave this as the very last thing that you have, so you can summon Coelacanth and go off. And you're usually pitching something that will add another card back to hand, so it's never really dead. And also, it's interruption on your opponent's turn because you banish it from the grave to draw a card, then you discard a card, usually Nebdibus, to summon back Poseidra. And yeah, at 1 me a game as well, because they could only attack the Poseidra.
Very nice.
And we have 3 Shadow Squad. Probably the best starter extender, I guess. If you draw this with any discard, it's literally just the full combo. And like also, seeing this with Minstrel is really good as well. We're on 3 Pike. Normally I wouldn't play 3, but I'm playing 3 just because of the Coelacanth line. This thing is not that great to draw, and if you're drawing multiples of them, it really hinders your turn, but summoning 4 guys from deck is pretty broken, so it's pretty good.
True.
And when you can start here and then like go for Rhine and stuff, it's just a full combo by itself, if you're uninterrupted.
Very nice.
2 of this guy. Storming Atlantean. You don't need more than 2. I often only ever used 1, but having the second one was definitely really good to go for game as well on the following turns. Sending for cost is just like absolutely stupid. People just don't know how to play around these cards. I baited a lot of stuff with just like using this as the very first effect and then just normal summoning Nebdibus afterwards, and people are like, wasted my negates and stuff, and then like just going from there.
Too good.
Then we've got the 1 brick.
The 1 brick.
I didn't draw it all day, like hard drawing it, but you know, like sending this off the Poseidra is really good. You bounce 1, pop 1, so that's good. Honestly, the best starter, I think, apart from like Nebdibus. If you're looking at their hand, you're probably going to win. Yeah, so if I was going second, I would just side all of these out. I don't think you really need to look at your opponent's hand when you're going second anyway. But newsflash, I lost 4 of my die rolls, so I saw this a lot going second, and it did actually help. 1 Mauling Glacier. I hear there's talks of this card getting banned, which is pretty sad.
Who is talking about that card getting banned?
Everybody's talking about it getting banned.
Oh,
that or this. Man. But there's a lot of cards getting printed that are doing the same thing, so I'm not actually sure. I only summoned this probably 1 or 2 times throughout the day, and it was once in the final, and it helped me get rid of a nib after I made a toad, so it was very, very good. And I hard drew it in the first game, and it was really bad, but you know, we'll forget that.
It was really bad, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Oh.
This guy is pretty good. I don't have an ulti of this because I missed out.
You don't have the ulti.
No, I missed out. It's really hard to find. It's pretty old.
Sure.
Card does the same thing in Super, but it's pretty cool.
Yep.
Summon as many guys as you can from the deck, and then you go from there. And to go with that, we're also playing the Gluttonous Reptolfin Greethus. This guy is like, he does a lot of stuff. For one, he's a level 3 tuner. Two, you make stuff with him, and then when you bring him back, he brings back a fish from your graveyard that his level is equal to or less than the number of cards in your opponent's hand. So it really does not pair well with this. But it's not just a fish; it's a fish, aqua, or sea serpent, which can get like Neptibus and stuff back. But I don't really use it. But there's a synchro that like is really good with this. You summon like 3 pikes in this, and it's pretty much game.
Very juicy.
For the non-engine, 3 Ash. Don't like getting Molcharmied. I did get Molcharmied quite a bit, and it didn't really matter.
Apparently.
Yeah. In the final I got hit with Meows. I let that through, and then I got Fuelos, and I ashed that, and I was lucky that I ashed that because he was just drawing cards. That's pretty much all that's here for. It's a pretty minor hand trap. It's fine. I played 2 Perulia. It's the water one, which is really good, and it also happens to be pretty good this format. I only played 2 because I only owned 2. However, I just pulled a 3rd one in collector rare, so
Beautiful.
I guess I'll play 3 from now on. Card was pretty good. Whenever I used it, though, people would just pass. I often didn't really get any cards with it. I played it against Sprite in round 2, and that got me the most draws. I drew it both games, and I drew probably 7 cards off it in total. So, it was decent. And then if it's dead, you just pitch it for your water monsters. It's really good.
Don't accidentally put the collect. Oh, I guess
I'm gonna play it.
You're gonna play 3 now.
Yeah, I played 2 Nib. I was looking at my list, and I was thinking about how I didn't really have enough non-engine, and like testing at locals and stuff. Just playing Ash and the Molcharmy, and like some of the other traps that I have. I've got like Impulse and Imperm, and I felt like it just wasn't enough, so I added the 2 Nibiru's in the main deck, and this card actually put in so much work. It was absolutely correct. Just with all the other stuff, like clearing up their board. If you can clear up their board and you know summon Neptibus and they just can't stop it, it's like
over.
Absolutely bonkers. This one equip spell, I decided to keep it in just for like an extra thing to search just in case. I don't think it really ever came up. I hard drew it and it did win me a game off it because I could bring a guy back from the graveyard to go for like just enough for damage for game. I would probably cut this because the Greethus fish thing does pretty much the same thing. So I'd probably cut this for like the Molcharmy. 1 for 1, gotta play it. Summons your Neptibus from deck. In round 5, I had hand trapped my opponent. They were playing Raziel, and I ended up nibbing him, and then I normal summoned my Neptibus return, and it got Solemn Judgmented, and I had this and a monster in hand, and then I just did full combo and he couldn't play. So just one off this. It was nuts. 1 call by. I drew this twice, and it hit a droll twice, and it was cracked. So, keep it in the main. Super good. Probably should get banned, to be honest. It's a bit sacky. Played 2 talents. Usually the way I play this deck is like greedy hand rip. So having this to like hand rip the last card out of the hand. Usually you can hit 4, but hitting the last card out of hand is pretty good. I used it to take a detonator and link it off, so it did its job there. Then we have 3 Impulse. This card was really, really good. Paired with the Imperm and stuff, like you can get rid of a lot of annoying stuff. I used this on so many things. I used it on like a White Forest matchup. I used it to stop a plugin from bringing a guy back so that he could negate my nib with the cross, and that like completely won me the game. And then we got the 3 Imperm. 3 Imperm. Imperm is just fine. Like usually you're keeping this until their turn, so you can just turn off their like interaction. Like in the final in game 1, my opponent just drew the Fiendsmith half of their Raziel deck, so they made Caesar, and everybody knows that this deck cannot really play through Caesar, so I just kept it for that. I impermed it, and then that was the game from there. I think it's 45 cards in the main. I think you need all of them. You don't really want to hard draw any of those like hard bricks. But yeah.
Nice. On to the extra deck.
Yeah. So we have this White Aura guy.
Oh, White Aura Monoceros.
This card's really good. You make it with a pike and the Greethus fish thing, and then it brings back either a pike to make a toad, or you bring back the Greethus to go into
Ice Jade,
this Ice
Gamia
Jade
Azurin.
I picked this because I don't know, like under shifter, it's the only thing that really helps out. Like if you're making the Sword Soul,
Qingying.
yeah, if you're making Qingying, like under shifter, it's not happening. Like you've got nothing to protect it. They're not going to have a graveyard anyway. And this would help like against like Ryzeal as well. If you're making this, like you kind of get like a little bit bricked. You make this against Ryzeal and they can't detonate your field and stuff like that. So it's pretty good. I also never made it. I never had to make it. All of the games were pretty straightforward. I made this a lot though. Then we have the Mermail stuff. Abyss Trite. Summons one back from grave. I don't play the trap, obviously, you saw. And it gives everything like a big boost. Just summoning back a level 4 to make another Toad, like another Bahamut Shark for Toad, is super good, especially when you're detaching from Bahamut Shark and you're searching off the Dragoons that you detach. I made this a lot more than the second one, which is the Abyss Guys. I made this once in the final, I think, and he just normal summoned Mold Charmy and made Typhon anyway, so like it literally did not matter. Card's pretty good. I feel like if you have like the absolute stones and you're absolutely like uninterrupted, this might be like a good pick. But other than that, I just made this. It just made more sense to make a Toad instead of something that stays on the field. And then the third thing we have is Poseidra, the Atlantean Dragon Lord. This card is absolutely correct. It's for cleaning up the field, non-targeting bounce 3, also with a send for cost, also detaching 2. You're getting like at least 2 searches and 3 bounces.
A million.
And then, you know, like if they negate it, it summons 3 guys back from grave. Like it's, what more could you want? I use this quite a bit, and as soon as people see this, they scoop. Then we have the 2 Toads. You need 2 for your 2 Bahamut Sharks, wherever they are. 2 Toad, 2 Bahamut Shark. Not really much to say about this. People talking about this getting banned too. I think that's really sad.
Absolutely not. Come on.
And then I guess to lump in with this, you have the Laverture Dragon. You can also summon this off Bahamut Shark. Usually it would search for the trap, but I'm also not playing that. I think it's a bit of a brick as well. This just like adds you follow-up back from your grave. It adds anything back from grave as well, so that's pretty good. And then in the off chance that you draw that the spell or you search the spell, the equip spell, you can summon this back from graveyard, and then you can use this to attach a material to it. It comes up sometimes. Then we got the One Dweller. I made this once against Crystron after I'd looked at his hand and seen that he had a droplet and I couldn't get rid of it, so I knew it was going to get dropleted anyway, but I made it. And I made it survive, and so it helped me next turn to win. Abyss Lacia. This is usually like an inboard piece if you get stopped quite a bit. Usually you just leave it there. If you've got like a Nevdibus in hand, you can like discard it to search for a Mermail and then summon back from graveyard. But if like they kill it, then it also sends in and like revives. So like it could come up. I never made it. I also never had any space to make it either. Mermail Nevdibus. Probably the most fun part of your inboard. Everything it points to, that's a water monster, can't be targeted, so usually you're ending on this, pointing to like 2 dwellers one dweller and 2 toads, and then like, if you get that far, your opponent's just like, I don't know why they're not scooping. Abyss Keeper, I didn't make it once, but like if you hard draw the Coelacanth, it summons it to the zone, and then you do like a really scuffed combo where you can't link this off, but you know, it's like fine. It's in there just in case you do like hard draw it. I never hard draw it, so it didn't matter. And then the one Coral Anemone. This thing's pretty good. You get to summon back your squad to discard to make everything 7s. You usually make your Moulin Glacier a 7, so it doesn't skip your battle phase. I use this to summon like Mold Charmies that I'd whiffed on from my graveyard to make another like Bahamut Shark to make a Toad. That's usually where it came up, where I'd summon back the fish, the Grethus fish, to summon back another fish. Yeah, this card's decent. And that's it for that.
Sideboard.
Then, for the sideboard, the absolutely useless sideboard that I didn't really use at all. I had Lancia. I sided it in one time for Crystron, but it didn't matter because I impulsed. He was playing like an adventure version, and I impulsed the adventure card, and then he passed. So like I sided it in, but I never saw it. I didn't play any. Sorry,
Malice? No
I didn't
Malice?
play any Malice.
Oof.
I dodged them all, which
No
is good
Malice.
because
It's pretty underrepresented at the regional, right? There are only like a couple in the.
yeah, there was
40X
one in top
players.
4, and a couple just out of top 8. But I managed to dodge them all. I just played mostly weird stuff and Ryzeal. I played 2 White Forest Azamina, 2 Ryzeal. So, these were not good against either of those. 3 Droll. Droll is just like super good this format. I think I sided it, but I don't think I ever saw it either. So, it's fine to side in. It was also a cross-out target, but I'll tell you about that in a second. We have 1 Shifter and 1 extra nib. Also cross-out targets, but sometimes I would side this in if it was like against Ryzeal or something. So I would have 3 nibs in the main. These are just cross-out targets. Then I have the 3 cross-out. So the theory is that you win game 1, you lose game 2, and then in game 3 you side this in going first, and then it stops like the drolls and stuff like that. But I either won the die roll and then had to go second, so I didn't need to side it because I 2-0'd everybody. So like I either won the die roll and then they went second, so I didn't side it, or I lost the die roll and then won the game and then went second again. So I never sided it in because I don't want to side it going second. So you could probably cut this. 2 Ultimate Slayer and 2 Encore. I decided for 2 of each. This mainly for like Ryzeal making Dweller. I need to be able to detach from it before they can respond. And this was for like the rest of the boards. Like
Ryzeal nonsense.
Yeah, Ryzeal other stuff. And then like, it's got utility against other decks. Like you've got all your links, and then you've got like your 2 synchros. Like you could send this because you're probably not making it if you're going second. So it's fine. But yeah, sending Toad off it's pretty funny.
Add something back.
Yeah, so that was the
There you go. Stellar performance from the Wellingtonian there.
Yeah.
12-0 at a regional. You don't see that every day. But yeah, very good. Congratulations.
Fish best deck.
Fish best deck. You heard it here first.